Today, we are setting out on a deeply profound thematic journey through Surah al-Mulk. We're going to beautifully structure its core concepts so we can truly grasp its weight and its meaning. Now, in this explainer, we aren't just going to sit here and read through the text. We're going to visually unpack the actual layers of meaning within this incredible scripture. We're talking about exploring the macro level of the vast cosmos, zooming all the way down to the intricate details of our everyday earthly existence, and then ultimately looking inward at our own human nature. If you've ever wanted to clearly visualize the core themes of this surah and see exactly how perfectly they interlock, well, you are in the exact right place. Okay, let's dive right into this. Blessed is he in whose hand is dominion, and he is over all things competent. This profound opening quote, it immediately establishes the ultimate overarching divine authority of the Creator. It essentially sets the stage for everything that's about to follow. And the word dominion here, it isn't just about ownership, it's about absolute, flawless control over every single atom in existence. By starting with this declaration, the text anchors our perspective, reminding us right up front that we are about to explore a universe governed by a supreme, totally competent power. And that brings us to Section 1, the greatness of the Creator in the universe. So shifting our focus to that macro level, right? Looking up at the cosmos and asking the absolute biggest questions about the overarching purpose of existence itself. I mean, have you ever wondered why we're actually here? Why we experience this continuous cycle of living and passing away? Well, the answer is that our existence is absolutely not random. Life and death were specifically and intentionally designed by the Almighty as a profound test. And I really want you to notice what the test is actually for. It's to see who is best in deeds. It's a test of our actions, our character, and our daily choices. It completely elevates our everyday lives from just, mere survival into this deeply meaningful arena of moral and spiritual growth. Now, to really emphasize the perfection of this created universe, the surah issues this direct, almost interactive challenge to us. Step 1. Look up at the complex, layered heavens and just try to find a single flaw or tear. Go on. Step 2. Look again. Keep searching. And step 3. The result is always going to be the same. Your sight will eventually return to you completely exhausted, fatigued, and utterly defeated, having found absolutely zero imperfections. It's such a powerful mental exercise. The flawless physical nature of the universe is literal, tangible proof of the flawless nature of its creator. Let's move to and see how this builds in Section 2, the reality of test and destiny. Because think about it, if life is a test, as we just established, then naturally there has to be an ultimate evaluation and a final consequence based on how we performed. And here we see this vivid, deeply sobering contrast that illustrates those exact consequences. On one side, we see the tragic destiny of the disbelievers. When they're asked by the guards of hell, "Did a warner not come to you?" They are just consumed by this agonizing regret. They openly admit that if they had simply listened or just used their reason, they wouldn't be in this despair. But on the flip side, contrast that with the unseen believers, the people who feared their Lord even when literally no one else was watching. Their destiny is one of profound peace, forgiveness, and an immense reward. It just highlights that true intellect is recognizing the truth and acting on it before it's too late. But you might be wondering, how is this final judgment so perfectly precise? Well, the Creator is the subtle, the acquainted. He knows the deepest secrets hidden within the breasts of humanity. Whether you speak your words secretly in the dark or shout them out loud in the street, it makes absolutely no difference to him. This brilliantly connects that vast, cosmic, universe-spanning authority we talked about earlier directly down to deeply personal individual accountability. You simply cannot hide from a Creator who is intimately acquainted with the very thoughts in your heart. Now, let's transition right into Section 3, Signs of Allah on Earth. So, we've looked at the vast, flawless universe and the immense reality of the afterlife. Now let's bring our focus back down to the tangible, everyday miracles that we honestly just walk past all the time. Our entire relationship with the planet is mapped out perfectly here. First, the Earth was made subservient, meaning manageable, for us. It's stable enough for us to walk its paths, build our homes, and live our lives. Second, we are warmly invited to partake in its amazing, abundant provisions. However, and this is a big however, the stability of the Earth is a mercy, it is not a guarantee. The surah drops a heavy warning that if he willed it, the Earth could suddenly swallow us whole, or a devastating storm of stones could just rain down from the sky. It's a really humbling reminder of the sudden, devastating power of natural forces and our complete, undeniable vulnerability. And this brilliantly illustrates his continuous active support of all creation. I mean, just think for a second about the staggering aerodynamic complexity of birds in flight. They expand their wings, they fold them in, they're making these microscopic physical adjustments just to glide effortlessly through the air. But ultimately, what is actually holding them up against the pull of gravity? The text beautifully states that it is nothing but the most merciful, Ar-Rahman. It's a direct prompt for us to look up at the sky and realize that the very laws of physics are being actively maintained by the Creator at every single moment. Recognizing these everyday miracles naturally leads us right into our fourth and final thematic section, a call to reflection and gratitude. Here, the narrative turns sharply inward, directly challenging our own human behavior and our complete reliance on God. I really want you to picture this powerful metaphorical contrast. Imagine someone walking face down, just constantly stumbling blindly over their own feet, totally unaware of their surroundings. Now, compare that to someone walking upright, head held high, with clear vision, confidently striding on a straight, illuminated path. The Surah asks us plain and simple, which of these two is better guided? It's an unforgettable moral lesson that challenges every viewer to evaluate their own state of being. So, are you stumbling blindly through life, or are you walking upright with spiritual clarity? Now, to help us walk upright, the Creator has equipped us with some pretty magnificent tools. We've been given hearing, sight, and intellect or hearts to fully comprehend the truth of the world around us. These are the literal sensory and cognitive instruments needed to recognize all those signs we just discussed. Yet, a really sobering reality check hits hard from the Surah right here. Despite these incredible, mind-blowing gifts, very little gratitude is actually shown by humanity. We gladly use his gifts to navigate the world every single day, but we so often forget to actually thank the giver. And despite all these proofs, the flawless heavens, the stable earth, the birds in flight, our own human intellect, skepticism still persists among those who demand a strict, exact timeline. They mockingly ask the prophet, when is this promise of judgment actually going to happen? But the surah makes it crystal clear that the precise knowledge of that timeline rests solely with Allah. The messenger is simply there as a clear warner. And when that ultimate reality finally does arrive and they see it up close for themselves, the faces of the disbelievers will turn black with despair, finally realizing the truth when it's entirely too late. The text then begins building this incredible, dramatic, reflective tension by directly challenging our intellect with a massive question. Who is your army that would support you against the most merciful? Talk about stripping away human arrogance in an instant. Think about it. All our modern technology, our wealth, our perceived political power, absolutely none of it acts as an army that can actually protect us from that ultimate authority we established at the very beginning. We are entirely, 100% reliant on his mercy. So the crucial point continues this rapid sequence by asking, who is it that can provide for you if he withholds his provision? Really think about the extreme fragility of our earthly sustenance for a minute. If the rains stop, if the crops fail, if the massive global supply systems we constantly rely on just collapse, who is the ultimate source of our provision? If the Creator decides to withhold it, there is absolutely no one else to turn to. It completely forces us to confront the total illusion of our own self-sufficiency. And we conclude our presentation today with this ultimate, deeply provocative final thought from the Surah. Say, have you considered, if your water was to become sunken into the earth, then who could bring you flowing water? Just let that sink in for a moment. Water, the most basic, fundamental necessity for life as we know it. If it just vanished deep into the earth tomorrow, entirely out of our reach, who could bring it back to us? It's a question that leaves you completely silent, isn't it? Contemplating our absolute, undeniable reliance on the Creator for our very survival. Thank you so much for joining me on this profound thematic journey through Surah al-Mulk. Until next time, keep reflecting on the amazing signs all around you.